Hello, welcome to IBC 2017. We are on the Panasonic booth in the EVA1 area, and I'm going to introduce you this new camera. The new EVA1 is something between the GH5 and the VariCam, but it has a super 35mm sensor, which means that it's closer to the VariCam, and it was designed by the VariCam engineers. So we have this new sensor designed by Panasonic with a dual native ISO, just like on the VariCam. It has the same color space as the VariCam, and it has the same V-log as the VariCam, and the same color science and processing behind. So it makes it the perfect camera to shoot with the VariCam. But unlike the VariCam, it's smaller. The body is 1.2 kilo, so it's a perfect camera if you want to use drones or gimbal stabilizer. It records on SD cards, two standard SD cards. The maximum bitrate is 400 megabits per second, 422 10 bits in 4K. So you have internal recording in 422 10 bits 4K. Now you have HDMI output and SDI output, both 4K. On the HDMI output you can have 4K in 60p, 422 10 bits. So you can record, for example, ProRes HQ in 4K, 422 10 bits. And you have a 6J SDI output. We will have, in 2018, first quarter, we'll have a RAW output on the 6G SDI output. So we are planning to have two kinds of RAW. One is 5.7K RAW, so the full sensor size for RAW recording, up to 30p, and it will be a 12 bits RAW. The target is 12 bits RAW. And then we have a 4K RAW, so we'll have to crop a bit in the sensor. 4K RAW up to 60p. And we're already discussing with Atomos and Convergent Design, and it seems that it's possible to have this 5.7K RAW in Cinema DNG format. You have this button to set the iris. So if you push, you have the auto iris or manual iris. You have another dial button for the menu. And you have this switch that is very nice because you can assign it to white balance, then you set the white balance. You can assign it to, you can assign a user, it's like a user button, you can assign any function. And you can have the ISO setting as well here. So you can you can adjust the ISO from here. Then you have a lot of user buttons. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 on the grip. So it's 8 user buttons, and you have some very nice feature, a new feature, like now from a user button you can turn on and off the IR filter. You know, on the VariCam you had to remove the mount and you need a screwdriver. Now it's one push. You also have electronic image stabilizer. So this is new. If your lens has a OIS, it's fine, you can use it. If it doesn't, you can use the electronic stabilizer. It's a stabilization like you would do it in post-production, so it crops a little bit in the sensor, but after cropping we still have more than 4K resolution, so it's very efficient. So you have a lot of functions you can assign here for focus assist, exposure assist. Here you have the audio part, 2 audio channels with the levels here, auto, manual. You have an integrated microphone. You have this home page I showed you. This is a switch to turn on and off the camera. Here you have the 2 SD card slots. Here you have the HDMI, a USB connector to put a Wi-Fi. So we will have soon a remote application for iPad or iPhone or Android. We can use it in Wi-Fi. We have the headphone connector, SDI output, 6G SDI, and time code, 2 XLR input. This is the connector for the viewfinder. This is the connector for the grip. The grip is it comes with the camera. It has three buttons, one rec button here, one user button here, one user button behind, you have it here, and there is a dial button for the iris, or you can also assign other function to this dial button. And you can move the grip forward or backward. Okay. And you can remove it very easily. So it's then this is an extender. It's a standard mini jack, 2.5 millimeter. Actually, there are two types of menu. We have the standard menu that you can see here. So it's something very standard. But we also have the cinema menu. So you can see it maybe here. You know, this is we call it the home page. It's like on every cinema camera. You have the most important settings that you want to change during the shooting, like the ISO, the frame rate, the log, or the temperature, etc. So there are two different ways to use the camera. Now on the standard menu, there's nothing much to say except that you can change the menu. You can use this button, or you can use the touch panel as well. So here in the system setting, you can see that we have different sensor modes. So it means you have Super 35 5.7K, this is a normal mode. You can shoot up to 30p or 60p in 4K, Super 35. Then we have a Super 35 Mix 2.8K. Mix, it means we will take 4 pixels, we combine 4 pixels to make one. So we reduce the resolution to 2.8K, but then we can go up to 120p without cropping the sensor. So it means full size 120p. And 2.8K, I don't know if it rings a bell, but it's the same size as some other camera to shoot 2K. You have a bit more than 2K to make a perfect 2K resolution. And then we have a 4/3 crop and mix 2.2K. So it means we crop. So 4/3, it's because it's like the micro 4/3 size after you crop. It's actually a bit bigger. It will be 19 millimeters, so it's a bit bigger. You crop and you mix. So you take 4 pixels to make one. So you have a 2.2K sensor with a small crop, and you can go up to 240 frames per second. So it's 60p, 120p, 240p. Maybe you know it's already announced for the GH5 and it will be available for GH5 in September. So I mean we have the technology, but we plan to implement it on the EVA a bit later, early 2018. So when you buy the camera, you have the body, you have a handle, which is not this handle, but a standard handle. You have a grip on the side, the other side, and you have this menu panel with a mount, not this one, but our mount. And the menu panel, basically, it's a touch LCD. It's the same as the GH5, so with the same vendor. We have this small hood that can protect the LCD and make a hood for the sun. And then you can use any standard viewfinder because you have a standard SDI output, and you can use we are showing here different configuration with different viewfinders. The EVA1 will be available end of October. We'll start to ship end of October, and the public price is 7,290 euros, including the body, the handle, the grip on the side, and of course the EF mount is standard. And the menu panel with the panel mount. And you have a battery and a charger and an AC adapter on top.